Bro, why are you always filming me when I'm sleeping, man? AFK Cannonballs has been treating me well as always, but I'm just about at a cash stack now where I could be heading back to some blast furnace when I sell off these cannonballs. So I'd definitely like to get a jump on that. I'd like to have enough money to just have a bunch of steel bars lying around and get to do my my blast furnace stuff too. I guess if I'm just making steel bars at blast furnace, I can make sure not to sell them right away, and I can do some AFK cannonballs. But it's kind of nice to have both things available, because like during the day when I'm working on some other things, AFK cannonballs, perfect. But at night when I'm about to go to bed and I decide I want to lay down and play some OSRS Mobile for a little bit, AFK cannonballs is a bad idea. I'm just going to fall asleep in the first inventory. That's a waste of time. Before I head back to the blast furnace though, I want to go back to Al-Kharid and start working on some more agility. I at least would like to move on from the Al-Kharid course, and I don't know, I should be thinking about getting some graceful. If I'm doing a lot of blast furnace, more graceful pieces would be nice, and a higher agility level in general. And this lap should give me 30 agility, and I can finally move on to the Varrock course. I don't know what it is about the Al-Kharid course. It's one of my least favorite though, for sure. This is like my favorite course to get done with, even though it doesn't take very long. I mean, I guess all the low-level courses are low XP and pretty slow, so I really don't know, but I'm glad to be heading to Varrock. Almost done with the Varrock course already. This will be nice to unlock the Cannabis Agility course, because that's where I'm going to see the best marks of grace for a while, which will be a good way to finish up the graceful clothing. The end of this lap should be giving me 40 agility, and then I think I'm going to be done with agility for a little bit instead of doing some quests immediately, because I do have to do Priest in Peril to get to the Cannabis course. But now I have high enough agility to head there. I do have a decent amount of marks of grace though that I could be using, so let me grab the rest of the ones I have in the bank and head to, shoot, where am I going? Rogue's Den. I've got enough pieces to buy anything but the legs or the chest, if I'm not mistaken, and in general the cape is what I wanted first. So with these marks of grace, the cape or the boots would be my two best options, both costing the same amount and giving me the most weight reduction I could get at the moment. But I just kind of like the cape. The cape will fit for not only doing some blast furnace, I don't have a lot of cape options, so anything I'm working on, this is my cape now. I did notice in the last episode that all of the highlights of blast furnace were just steel bars, so I wanted to at least show that I've been moving on to mithril bars. I'd like to have a little bit bigger of a cash stack so I don't have to go back to the GE as often, but like I said, I do this mostly like laying in bed at night, so I'm not trying to do 4 or 5 hours in a row anyway. I do want to eventually get those ice gloves, which I believe I brought up in the last episode, but it's a little bit more of a pain in the ass to get them when I'm at this combat level, so I might as well wait a little bit. I can go manage them right now, but I'd rather just do it when it's real simple. I don't mind using the water bucket for a bit. And in some ways, I do really like to slowly upgrade things instead of just get all the best upgrades right away, depending on what I'm doing, of course. But it's kind of nice to slowly get faster and faster at something, because then you constantly have something to look forward to, like another upgrade, instead of just right out of the gate going as fast as possible. Then it gets boring really quickly. I don't know. That's kind of how I look at it, so I'm not in a rush for ice gloves, but I know I gotta grab them. For now, cannonballs and blast furnace is going to be the majority of my money making, so I am going to, after this, work on some other skills and other stuff that's not going to make some money right away, similar to agility. Just know that currently I'm making most of my money, or really all of my money, off of smithing.
It's the next Alex Honnold documentary.
Shut up, dude. Killing me. Dude, this isn't gonna happen. Are you already filming me?
Yeah.
Stop.
Come on, get in the tree. Get in the tree, just send it.
This is hurting my toes.
Alex Honnold.
Stop, dude. Hey, man.
What if you slide down to your crotch and just get stuck? Just completely stuck. We have to call the fire department to cut down the tree. You probably get viral.
Stop, bro.
Should we just fake it? Pretend you're stuck, and we'll call the fire department, and we'll like...
Oh, I think I got it, bro. During the series, I'd like to highlight as many different skills as possible. Not every skill makes good money. In fact, some skills really don't make any money at all. But for now, I've chosen to start working on fishing. There's a lot of different money makers that you have with fishing. None of them make a ton of cash, but most of them are pretty AFK. You do have to get to a decent fishing level before you can really make any money on it, though. So I've decided it's time to start fishing training. I believe I could do is it the Sea Slug quest and get some solid XP to get a good jump on this, but I don't mind just AFKing fishing. In fact, I'm kind of excited. I feel like AFKing fishing on mobile is going to be some of the most relaxing content I've done. And it's kind of nostalgic, too. Fishing was the first 99 that I ever got, not even on old school, but back in, I guess back when it was old school. Fishing does have a strange mechanic here where, I guess this happens multiple times. I've gotten 15 fishing and I can now catch anchovies, but I don't have to do anything different than what I'm already doing. I just keep fishing on the same spot and I can start to get anchovies now. There's really no other skills like that, at least off the top of my head. Things like mining and woodcutting, you gotta go switch trees and whatnot, or switching monsters in combat, all sorts of things like that. With fishing, you just keep fishing on the same spot. Suddenly, you get more XP per catch sometimes. I guess this will also happen a little later when I get to fly fishing. 20 fishing is almost completed, which means I'll be able to catch trout, which is a fly fishing activity. So I'll be heading to the Lumbridge River for now. I'm not going to be banking any of the fish that I get while fly fishing. I haven't been banking any of the anchovies or shrimp at this point either. So for now, this is just not enough money to really matter. If I were to bank it, it's just going to slow me down compared to getting faster XP and getting to the actual money makers. On that note, that means that how close I am to a bank doesn't matter. So I'll probably switch up the fly fishing spot occasionally just to change things up. But since I'm dropping it, I don't really care which one is the most efficient. As long as there's a spot for me to fish, that'll work for me. It's kind of warm, bro. Want to hop in?
Yeah, man. What's that?
What? Stop, dude. Don't say
Dude,
shit
it's
like that. Okay, it's really...
Yeah, you can get out. I'm sure it's going to be a little wet.
Dude, you're a little wet. And now, I'm ready to go to dinner.
Alright, now let's redo all the scenes. We did these out of order.
Why did they send the dunce to pick you up to go to school? Like, here's our worst student not getting any smarter because he's not in class. Mr. Mammal. Just missed the 30 fishing clip. I guess this counts because you can see that I leveled up. I can now catch salmon along with my trout, which is going to speed up the XP rates a little bit here. And this will probably be the last bit of fishing, at least clip-wise, that I put in this episode. I think next episode I'll try to get further into at least, I don't know, at least where I can catch lobsters, tuna, and swordfish, but I don't know if I'll actually be catching those right away. I might just fly fish to some of the higher levels and try to speed through it, but this is the last bit of fishing for this episode. Not the last clip for this episode, though. I would like to get some questing done. And here is Demon Slayer complete. I was going to do this in the last episode, but I just got totally tired of questing at that point. It's mostly for those 3 quest points, but the Silver Light in the long run can become an Arc Light. I don't have any immediate use for an Arc Light, but eventually, I mean, fighting Scotizo and whatnot would be pretty cool. So it's nice to have, but mostly just wanted some quest points. And this is going to be Ernest the Chicken done. This is a prerequisite for Animal Magnetism, which will be important for the backpack in the future. Also, 4 quest points, pretty solid. About to finish up Rune Mysteries. I cannot explain how excited I am to do rune crafting. I probably will feature a decent amount of rune crafting in this just because nature runes and whatnot through the Abyss aren't too bad. There's a variety of money makers with rune crafting, I guess, but a lot of them require higher levels too, so we'll see. I definitely plan on doing rune crafting. Like I said earlier in the episode, I kind of want to feature every skill, so RC will be in there, but there's a single quest point in the rune crafting skill unlocked. While I'm unlocking skills, I might as well get herb lore done. Herb lore is going to be a rough one for money making. All you can really do is clean herbs. Making unfinished potions does make money, so I guess I could get the herb lore level required for unfinished potions and then just do the... You don't get any XP for making those, so it's kind of weird to say it's an herb lore skill, but there is an herb lore requirement. I'm not doing those right now anyways, but quest complete. I've featured a lot of quick quests so far. Not that this is a very long quest, but I do need to get Priest in Peril done, so I might as well actually do this. How can you call this thing a dog? Is this really supposed to look like a dog? I just got a hit points level. Cool. I'm not... No offense to the ugly dog, but this is not a dog. Look at it. Here's the last bit of pure essence that I need to give to complete Priest in Peril now. I definitely am going to spend some time on the Cannonball course because I need those marks of grace to finish up graceful ASAP. Also, the prayer XP from this is kind of nice. This will get me, I don't know, like 15 prayer? Yeah, 15. So that's all only 2 quests, I guess. Priest in Peril and then whatever you need to do. What is it? Ghosts? I already did it. Whatever one you unlock the Ghost Speak Amulet from. I don't know why I can't think of the name. What? Oh, I forgot I gotta go talk to him. Anyways, Cannonball unlocked. I'll see you at the course in a second. I'm going to be wrapping up the episode with this clip, everybody. I don't plan on just straight up grinding out the rest of my graceful on here, but I'll get a decent amount of marks of grace before moving on to some other content to start the next episode. At the beginning of the next episode, I'll probably just chime in with however many marks of grace I have. We'll go buy some more pieces, and then maybe back onto fishing gains. Also, I want to keep questing. Like I mentioned when doing some blast furnace and cannonballs, that's what I'm going to be doing for money making for a little while. I just figure I can only show so many clips of me running around at the blast furnace. You got to understand that's what I'm doing. That's how I'm making money currently on this road to 100 mil. But I also am trying to get some other gains on the side. I just got to make sure I'm continuously making cash because bonds are getting expensive. It's insane. But I'm going to wrap up this episode here. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Dude, I'm in flip-flops. This is not a good idea. Oh my god, this rock moved, dude. The rock that I grabbed onto for support moved.
Okay.
Dude, you're gonna be able to see me.
Okay, yeah, I really cannot see you.